Hi, and welcome to SimpleSpiritualityPH. Now, for those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Regine. I am an intuitive, manifesting-based tarot reader. I am a certified Reiki healer and an overall lightworker. And before we dive into today's episode, which is the continuation of our readings of if the BTS members were cards in the tarot deck, what would they be? What card would they be? I would like to invite everyone who would like to receive notifications of my new videos to please hit the subscribe button over there. If you like this video later on, please give it your thumbs up. If you have any comments, suggestions, you want to say hey, please do comment them down below. And if you would like your very own tarot reading or Reiki healing session with me, online for now, of course, here are the details. Alrighty, so let's get to the meat of the video. Now, which member are we going to read today? Let's check. We are still using my favorite deck, Line Strider, The Line Strider by C.L. Thompson, and today we're going to do JIMIN. JIMIN is the Ace of Cups in reverse. Very interesting. This is the first reverse card that we've received for the BTS members. And the first card that is also all primarily blue, which is the color of communication. And the color of the chakra color of communication, the chakra color of expressing your own self. Very apt for him because this year he came out with his own solo album, correct? So, very interesting. Let's take a deep dive into what this card is telling us about Jimin's current energies, about his current personality. Again, we are doing this for fun, and again, these cards will change. I guarantee it. Or actually, no, I don't guarantee it. These cards may change. That's what I can guarantee. They may change. It all depends on what energy they decide to be, what energy they decide to have in their lives, the members they decide to have in their lives, what kind of person they want to be when they wake up the next day. It all depends on that. And everything, as we've always said, energy is constantly changing. And so we don't expect these cards to be the same. Most often than not, they can change or they may not change, and it depends on the time frame. So basically, all this is all fluid. But for now, this is what we're going to read. Now, first off the bat, very loud and clear, the message that I'm getting with Jimin is that he is at a place in his life where he's actually able to share a lot more of himself. Just like this cat, if you can see, if I put it up right, it's a cat. Now, just like this cat, in reverse now, just like this cat who was once very mysterious, was once very um, kind of like isolated, not in a bad way, but like very much protective of their own energy. It seems to me like Jimin is now he's open-minded now to letting the world know who he is a little bit more. But it also seems like it's not this type of thing where he just goes out and announces, "This is who I am." It seems like this is the kind of revelation, like kind of revealing that's very subtle. Like little by little, Jimin is starting to show us who he is. Little by little, we're starting to see more and more of his personality as he grows into a person and as he grows into his own person, you know, as he progresses on in his life and in his career. And so it also feels that in terms of his emotions, I'm getting the message that for himself, he's becoming clearer and clearer about all of his emotions, like what he's feeling about himself, what he's feeling about his career, what he's feeling about his life, his own personal progress. A great thing. Clarity is always great to have. And everyone, not just Jimin, let's take this moment to take take like a learning point from Jimin of being clear to ourselves. We should always check in with ourselves and ask if this is still what we want, if that is still what we want. Just be very clear about our emotions and discover what it is that our emotions are trying to tell us in general. I think for Jimin, he's at this point, so that's very, very good. That's a very, very good thing for him, actually. And it seems like he's also starting to find more and more ways to express himself. You know, it seems like through his songs, he's starting to discover that there are more avenues to express himself. I actually think that he's getting better. I don't know if it's just me, like when I watch his videos from the past compared to now, it feels like he's also learning new languages, or maybe he's getting better and better at communicating in a sense that he's learning more words in order to express himself. Because sometimes, like I take the example of a toddler, right? A toddler who knows very limited ways to express themselves won't be able to show people who they are, right? Versus a teenager, let's say, who clearly knows a lot more words than a toddler and knows a lot more ways to express themselves. So that's what it feels like with Jimin right now. It feels like he's discovering more and more ways, like physically and verbally. He's discovering all those ways to express himself. And again, subtly showing the world who he is, his real personality, the personality that he has at this point, which is also a very, very good thing. Expression is always a good thing. Expressing yourself a is something that all people should prioritize, especially if you have a job like this, especially if you have a career like this, who a lot of people don't get to express themselves when it comes to this profession in one way, shape, or form, because maybe they're too, like, again, maybe they don't know how to express themselves. Maybe they're too tight on their schedule to be able to, even just sit down and have a moment with themselves. But I'm very happy for him. Reading this card, it feels like he is discovering those ways on how to express himself and really showcase who he is very subtly at his own time, at his own comfort. Nothing pressuring him. Well, just himself pressuring him, basically. It's it. All of us are pressuring ourselves in general. Another thing that I'm seeing for Jimin, that I'm reading for Jimin at this point from this card, is that he's starting to create and value his own priorities. Now, this is actually a rite of passage, I think. Not a lot of people talk about this, but one of the markers of maturity for me is when you know what to prioritize, when you know your own priorities. And this actually comes with experience. People only determine what is important to them or what they prioritize after experience, after having gone through experiences and knowing that, hey, I need to prioritize this over this, I need to prioritize that over this. And it feels like for Jimin, this is currently happening for him. It feels like he's starting to create the idea of what he needs to prioritize first. Like, is it his fashion? Is it his music? Is it taking care of his health? Is it health in general, like being a healthy person in general? Is it taking care of his brothers? So there are a lot of things in general, for a person, there are a lot of aspects in life to prioritize. And for him, he's currently getting to that point where he's maturing so much more. He's definitely progressing in his own life to know enough what his priorities are. And he's starting to value that he's giving importance to certain areas of his life, that he's starting to prioritize things in his life. He's becoming more organized. He's becoming into a fine young man, I might say. So keep that progress going, Jimin. This is a very good thing for you. And I'm getting another message that he's starting to get into that phase where he's also very, how would I say this? I have no words to say it. I can't, let me think about it. How can I describe this? Okay, so he's starting to get into a phase of his life where he knows how to balance what to show, what to express, and what to keep to himself. Very, very good thing. I think that everyone should also take a cue from this. Everyone should know how to balance what to broadcast and what to keep to themselves. You know what I mean? Like, we don't need to say everything, we don't need to broadcast everything. And we also need to leave a lot of energy for ourselves, like personal energy for ourselves. And Jimin is starting to learn that based on this card. So I'm very happy. This is such a beautiful card. It's one of the most It's one of the nicest cards so far, but all of the cards are nice, to be honest. So it's all very good. And yeah, that's it. That's the energy of Jimin in a nutshell right now. That's the energetic signature of Jimin right now in a nutshell. Again, it can change and it is not a fact, but I hope you like it. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any comments, suggestions, you want to say hey, please do comment them down below. If you would like to receive notifications on my new videos, please hit the subscribe button over there. And if you would like your very own tarot reading or Reiki healing session with me, online for now, of course, here are the details. And that's it. Stay happy, stay healthy. We have 2 more members to go. I will see you in the next installment. Bye, guys.